everybody, today I'm going to do a bit of a change of pace in video because I want to talk about why it's okay to say no. For some people, this video will be completely irrelevant because you might not be the kind of person that feels this is a problem, but for me and people who are similar to me, you may find that you find it difficult to say no in certain situations, or that sometimes you end up going along with something when you don't necessarily feel comfortable with it, but you're just trying to please everybody else. And I have learned in the last year or so that it's really important to be able to say no and to be able to put yourself first. I am definitely one of those people that is always trying to please everybody else, and my own happiness and what I want tends to come last, which is great. That's a great trait in a person, and it's good that you're able to put other people first. However, at the expense of your own happiness, sometimes you do need to put yourself first. Sometimes what you want should come first. An example of this is right now, friends of mine are in the process of planning their wedding. This is something that they have been thinking about and talking about for years, and they both have this vision of what they want, and they're blending that together to be like the most magical day possible. And that's exactly what planning a wedding should be like. But they have got outside influences telling them, you should invite this person should be in the wedding, you should serve this food, the wedding should be here, you should do this, you should do that. And it's becoming less and less their day and more of other people's day. And it's now got to the point where they're not happy and they're not comfortable, and they feel like what they want is no longer happening, and they are trying to please other people. And it just really made me think that it's okay to say no, especially in a situation like that. Now, that's a big life event, but any kind of event that happens, even just day-to-day things, are moments in our lives that we cannot get back. So it doesn't matter how big or how small the scenario, you can say, no thank you, I'd like to do it this way, or this is what I want to do. And you don't have to justify your decisions and explain yourself. You just have to put yourself first for a change. One thing I have tried to explain to my friends is that they're getting lots of excuses, like if you don't do this, somebody else is going to be upset. If you don't do that, somebody else is going to be upset. And they really need to look at the fact that if they do what they want them to do, and they do try and please those people, then themselves will be the ones who are upset. And it's not anyone else's wedding but theirs. The two people who should be happy on that day are the bride and the groom, and it should be what makes them happy. And I just think in that situation, sometimes you need to say, I've considered what you have said, however, I've made this decision to do it this way, or to not have that, or to do what I want to do. And that's okay, because this is your wedding and not their wedding, and you have to put yourselves first. I have found that in certain situations it is nice to put the people first, and I still do put other people first and what they want ahead of my needs a lot of the time. But I have decided and have been taking more of a stance that sometimes if it's going to really upset me or it's going to make me feel uncomfortable, I will say no. There never needs to be a situation where you purposely go out of your way to hurt someone else's feelings. People's feelings sometimes get hurt when you put your own needs ahead of theirs. That's natural, unfortunately. Sometimes people do get hurt. You can't please all of the people all of the time, but sometimes you have to prioritize yourself. And I think that if you're not going out of your way to hurt other people's feelings or to make other people feel bad, and you're just simply trying to put what you need and what you want ahead of them, and it's just every once in a while, then that's not a bad thing, and you shouldn't feel guilty about that, and you should be able to do that. I never go out of my way to hurt anybody or to make anybody feel bad, even when it comes to putting somebody else's needs after my own. it's always in a polite way. I would never be rude to somebody. I would never try and purposely make somebody feel bad. But sometimes you have to do that, and I am an adult and I'm in control of my own happiness, and sometimes I have to say no thank you, and I have to do what I want to do, what's comfortable for me and what makes me feel good, and the rest of the time I'm happy putting everybody else first and forgetting about my own needs. But there are definitely certain situations where it's absolutely fine to put yourself first. I hope that you're able to get something out of this video, even if it's just reassurance that you are okay to put yourself first, and you don't have to put everyone else's needs a million times ahead of your own. Sometimes you can step forward and say, this is my life, I'm not comfortable with that, this is what I want to do. And yes, you may hurt someone's feelings, but as long as it's not intentional, and as long as you're not being rude and you're not trying to hurt that person, then that's absolutely fine. And you shouldn't feel bad about it, and you shouldn't feel like you have to explain your choices and your actions. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. I will see you next week for another video. Take care guys, bye!